welcome to episode 38 of the Brink of Sanity. We got Mark here. How you doing, Mark?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. And we got Artie.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
How you doing? So, you can hear us this week, which is novel. I fucked up the audio real bad last week. It was very quiet, and I apologize for the shitty sound quality, but got a new mic, so hopefully it's sounding good. You can hear me all right over there, Artie?
Yes, sir.
Artie is calling from our remote location.
This show's big time. We can do things from remote locations.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So, yeah, we actually we got mentioned on another show last week, and it happened because of our, well, not because, but, you know, our shitty audio quality led to being ripped apart on one of the more popular shows out there. And
so what you're saying is doing a shitty show actually helps.
Yeah, I guess. I don't think the segment would have lasted as long as the show didn't sound as shitty as it did last week. I don't know what happened. I fucked up the audio really bad.
How'd they find your show? They just like search for like every podcast for shitty sounding something.
It was a total coincidence. They were talking about quality control and how, like, because of places like MySpace, there's no regulation, and anybody who wants to have a show can have a show. And he's like, watch, I'm just going to put on a random show, and it's going to be a piece of shit. And then the other guy's like, all right, pick something from comedy. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm, like, listening to this at work. And I'm like, no. And then he's like, all right, well, since it's the 13th, we'll pick the number 13 comedy. And I was like, fuck.
Wow.
Yep, happened to be the show. And they did a nice little, like, 10-minute segment on the show.
Maybe if this week, like, we spent half the show has, like, just nails on a chalkboard continuously, you'll get mentioned on Letterman.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, like, the worse you do, the better show you get on.
Well, you know, that's going to be hard to top, because last week was pretty bad. It is kind of funny that he just picks, like, a random show and it happens to be yours. Yeah, I know. It was bad. But, I mean, he was, like, you know, he was ripping on the show quality, but, like, this is a guy who spends, like, hundreds of dollars on his equipment, if not thousands, and it's, you know.
I'm sure doesn't get paid for it either, right?
No. I mean, he's got sponsors and he gets money from that, but it's not like he's, you know.
I mean, it is the internet. It's not supposed to be, like, professional. Like, if it was going to be a professional show, it'd be on the radio or, like, satellite radio. It would be on, like, the internet. So
right,
exactly.
Complaining
about quality on the internet, like...
Yeah, you know.
It's like you go into an open mic show and it's like, these comedians suck.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Or Last Comic Standing, where they rig it and they have the professional guys in there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Just because you have like 60 times as many listeners, and just because you spent thousands of dollars more on equipment, and just because you put more effort into your show, doesn't mean that, well, I guess that does mean the show's better.
No, those are all things that make a show better. More effort.
Yeah,
right,
seriously.
Well, all right, point taken.
But his show doesn't have, it probably doesn't have guests from remote locations. So it's pretty much...
There you go. They don't have me.
That's true. Spanning 2 states right now.
Yeah.
Pretty friggin' impressive. It's going back to the Last Comic Standing. I was Facebook stalking you, Artie, and it said you're quitting stand-up.
Oh yes, I gave it a whole a whole essay on me quitting stand-up comedy. No, I'm giving up stand-up comedy for maybe a couple months because of school and everything, and I want to try like writing. I want to try to like actually take time instead of the usual, you know, a week before the show I'll decide my stand-up material then, and I want to just kind of have like a set. Obviously, like, you know, musicians have like a set list that flow in other songs. I want to do that with comedy. I want to just have like all my material flow, and I want to just take time to plan it out.
So instead of quitting comedy, you just want to be a better comic.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So you instead of saying quitting comedy, it's just that I'm trying to get better.
Right.
Exactly. I
false advertising there.
It was extreme false advertising. I actually at that time I was just so frustrated because I couldn't write anything, and I'm trying to like scramble up stuff for certain shows. And the one show that I had this month down in Point Pleasant actually had gotten canceled because the dude who was running it just had a very, 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 very foul mouth comic in front of a birthday show for kids or something,
Nice.
and they got he's not allowed to go back there. So that show's not happening. I decided I just got to take time. Running comedy is very frustrating. It's very annoying.
Well, people take years to get their set down.
Yeah.
Most successful comedians were like at it for like 10 years before they ever like.
Right. Well, I mean, you do your set and then you figure out which jokes work and which don't, and then you keep those and you add new ones, and it takes a long time.
I was just listening to an interview with Seth Rogen.
Mm-hmm.
He said he started doing stand up when he was 13 years old.
Wow.
I didn't even know he did stand up.
Yeah, I guess. Well, he retired from that at age 15 when he was moved on to like acting, and then like
right.
Now making his own movies, and he's 26, so he's fucking young to be like.
So he wasn't much older than that when he was in Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Freaks and Geeks and then Undeclared.
Yeah.
Freaks and Geeks was an amazing show, and Undeclared was equally as unamazing.
Yeah, I agree. I tried getting into it because it was like the same crew.
I watched Freaks and Geeks, and like I watched it recently. Never watched it. We bought like the box set or the show on DVD, and I was like, wow, this is such a good show. This is like Wonder Years Part 2, and such a good show. How did they ever cancel this? Oh wow, I got to get Undeclared. And I watched Undeclared, and I was like, I could shit better shows.
Yeah. Freaks and Geeks is so good, it actually gets frustrating near the end when you know like the show's over.
Right.
And there's not going to be any more episodes.
That's a good call with the Wonder Years reference. That's how I kind of see it. That's really good.
Oh, it totally is an updated Wonder Years.
It's more like our generation can relate to.
Without like the pedophilic like narrator.
Yeah, exactly.
So many people are in that show that are in Judd Apatow's movies now. Like
let's just say even the crew, he just
he just recycles them. Like the only person that's not in any, I haven't seen any of the shows, is the girl from that show. Mm-hmm. And she was really hot, so I'm wondering why she's not. What's she in?
Which girl?
Oh, I don't really watch ER.
The main girl on. Do you know?
The sister. Yeah,
she played Lindsay. She was in Grandma's Boy.
Yes, the girl that worked for the video game company.
You know what? Also, just speaking of shows that like I was cursing when I found out when it was going to end. Mm-hmm. I just got finished through the first the 5 seasons of The Wire, and that show. I don't know if you guys watched it, and like everyone says it's amazing. It really is freaking amazing. And you're getting to the end of the show, you're like, holy fuck, they're not making any more shows. I actually want to like put them in jail and make them like torture them until they make more shows.
I put it on my Netflix queue because you've been talking about it so much, but 5 seasons is at least a good run. Like most shows start to taper off big time by then, so at least it stopped on a high note.
My cousin's husband, he claims he's never really watched Seinfeld. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking of all shows that like you've never watched, and suddenly you have like 13 seasons of fantastic comedy to like watch now.
10
or whatever.
That's a lot.
I mean, not every episode's like, but that's like I'd love to like just have missed a complete like a great show.
Yeah, 200 episodes.
Yeah, you're like, I've got 200 episodes to go.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I don't know how you can miss Seinfeld though. It's on like 8 channels.
Yeah,
like 12 hours a day.
I think TBS. That's all they actually show right now.
Yeah, that's like somebody who missed Family Guy. That's literally on like 6 different channels right now.
Yeah,
surprising that I'm surprised they put that on like WB and stuff like that. So. Because of all the content and stuff, but
all TBS shows now is they show Family Guy, Seinfeld, and My Cousin Vinny. They do that in a loop.
Yeah. Which is weird because as soon as Family Guy jumped the shark, they started showing it on all the channels. Like that show got really, really bad.
Well, it was really good in the first couple seasons when it got canceled. Then when it came back, it really was not. It was not. It was like it was maybe 2/3 of the show it was before.
Yeah. And now it's just a shell. It's like
now it's like now it's becoming like Simpson-esque, where like
where you just would love it for it to end because you want to like remember the good episodes and like you're losing respect for it every season it stays on.
Like if I was president, the one law I'd pass would be making it a crime to make any more Simpson episodes because it's terrible.
I haven't been able to watch it since season 12.
Yeah,
and I didn't like season 11. I just. I figured, all right, maybe like the writers took a year break, and
I don't like. I watched the show now, and I'm wondering like, how this really used to be brilliant,
just as popular as ever.
Really?
Yep, they're pulling in the ratings just as much as they used to.
Wow.
Do kids just no longer have sense of humors?
You know what I think it is? Like, I think a lot of people heard it was a good show, and so they convinced themselves that it was good, and they don't want to, like, alter from the norm, so, like, everyone just starts watching it, and they're like, yeah, Joe said it was good, I'm going to agree with him so I can fit in at school.
I think there's a thing also where you get into a show. I mean, I guess The Simpsons, I don't know how you get that much involved in the characters. We get involved in the characters where you can't stop watching the show, even though it got terrible. The Office. First 2 seasons, great. Season 3, pretty bad. Season 4, a crime to even show. It's gotten actually a little bit better now, but it's no way near its its original self.
Yeah, it's not.
I thought it was better longer than that, but after watching the first 2 episodes of this season, it's on a very short leash. That show better get good fast, or I'm done with it.
I remember there was an episode, maybe it was last season, where Michael's driving a car, and the GPS tells him to make a right, and he turns his car into like a lake.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's just not possible. Like, it's just the joke itself is so bad that the writers were saying they're like, we're gonna have him turn into a lake. It's gonna be hilarious. Fuck the viewers, they'll watch anyhow.
They're just really overdoing its stupidity.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I think what my opinion of the show, what made the show really good in the first 2 seasons, it wasn't that he was stupid. It was that he wasn't that he's stupid, but he's the boss that really wants to be your best friend. And really wants to be cool. And that's what made it really funny. Now they just made him Kelly Bundy.
Well, they misinterpreted clueless for stupid. Like, he would say insensitive things because he didn't have a clue, but now they just made him retarded.
Right. And he was trying to be cool. Now it's like, it's Kelly Bundy, and you can't have Kelly Bundy being your boss. Like
Kelly Bundy the first, 7 seasons before they made Kelly Bundy a genius who got, a really good job.
Yeah.
Do you remember that at the end of Married with Children?
No, I don't remember that part.
There was there was one season where Kelly Bundy was smart and got a job. Bud would date the hottest girls ever, but they would still do the old jokes. Like, Kelly would walk in and be like, "Oh, Bud, you're a virgin." He'd have a model on each arm. Be like, "Oh, that sucks."
Yeah, that's got to be the Married with Children, the lost season.
Well, you know what? At the very last episode of that season, Peg woke up and she's like, "Oh, it was all a dream." They knew they fucked the whole season up, and they just tried to cop out. There was an episode where Al wanted to get in first class, and he wasn't allowed, so he tried to pretend he was a rock star. Yeah. And there was all these rock stars in the first class room. So he put on a wig and sunglasses, and he said, "Hey, you remember jamming with me?" And all the rock stars said, "Oh yeah, we remember. Let's jam." And so they broke out their instruments, and he grabbed a sub, and he yelled into it like it was an instrument. And they did an entire song where he was yelling into a sandwich.
That's great.
This is a real episode.
That show was really great, though. I mean, if you watch the old episodes, some shows I feel definitely don't hold up to you loved it when you loved Who's the Boss when I was young, but you couldn't really sit through it now.
Right.
Except for Alyssa Milano's hot. But now you sit through Married with Children. It's still pretty damn funny.
The first 5 or 6 seasons were really good, but when No Man became the main center of each episode,
you want to hear the one show I think holds up to humor level. I think it's one of the great shows and makes it completely gay for liking. Golden Girls.
No,
I think that was a wonderful show. I think it's so funny.
That show's still good. There's so many shows though that just don't know when to quit.
Yeah, a lot of shows jump the shark.
Too many shows jump the shark.
Do you know where Jump the Shark came from?
From Happy Days.
Happy Days.
I'm a genius.
The Fonz was water skiing and he jumped over a shark, and the show was never good after that. So that's where that came from.
Hit me with more website name trivia. Come on.
I want to get back to shows that stink that used to not.
What other shows?
Well, you know what? You know what the key to shows sucking is? When they start making all the cast members date each other. That's the
Friends?
death knell.
Friends.
Friends.
I was going to say Friends, yeah.
That's the death knell for any show.
I love the idea of the show also that their universe is so small that their only dating options are their 3 friends.
Right.
It's so true.
The Office is doing that. Everyone in the Office is dating each other.
Have you seen the new 90210?
Hell no.
I guess you wouldn't have seen it unless you live with a girl. But I live with my fiance, so she watches it. It is terrible. And they kind of replace instead of the Walsh family, they have like the Walsh family 2.0, except for instead of it being Brandon, it's their adopted black son. They replaced.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's like they just have like bring it's the exact same character as Brandon, except for he's like this black kid.
Do they have the nerdy girl that's 35 years older than everyone else in the cast?
I don't think they do. I'm sure all the cast members though are in their like early to mid 20s.
All those shows do that. Dawson's Creek, Dawson was like 45 when he was supposed to be 16.
Actually, the Freaks and Geeks, going back to Freaks and Geeks, that was one of the few shows where the kids, at least the geeks on the show, probably were that age.
Yeah.
Every other show, it's like I don't know why they can't use anyone under 30 for a teenager.
Mm-hmm. I know you're not caught up in 24. The dating thing.
You're gonna kill me. Don't.
The dating.
You know what I hate? So because of the DVD, I think the greatest invention ever was or one of the greatest inventions ever was these movies, these TV shows on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
So I can miss the entire season and go back to it and start watching it and like miss the commercials and we can sit down and watch hours and hours of it. And it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm getting caught up on shows. And 24, I was a late comer to 24. I kind of thought, wow, everything happens in 24 hours. It's the dumbest idea I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, this is stupid, stupid, stupid. I watched 2 episodes, and I was like, pumped the crack into me. And this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm on season 5, and everyone you talk to, when you mention your show you're on, they're like, have you seen this part? I'm like, fuck you, I'm not up to that. I hate you.
Yep.
And you're going to do that to me also. You're going to be
No.
so-and-so's dating so-and-so. I wish there was like a website like where devoted to like what season you're on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So you can talk about it.
Well, 24 is the worst show because people feel it necessary to talk about that show. Like, I remember like checking... like MSN.com, and the front page is like, blah, 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 dies this episode. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not up to that episode yet. And, you know, The Sopranos did the same exact shit.
Oh, God.
That, like, those 2 shows I just have to keep up with because, like, people just talk the shit about those things.
I've managed to avoid some of it, but, like, I'm still behind, and, like... But every time I talk to my cousin, she's always like, oh, did so-and-so die yet? I'm like...
Ugh, that's the worst.
Why do you do that to me? Like,
that's the worst. I always ask what episode, like what just happened, so I don't like, you know.
Yeah, no, he'll do that too. He'll like, what just happened? I'm like, this happened. Oh, so and so hasn't died yet. I'm like, what are you like? Like, I actually want to watch it. I want to find out that happened.
I would not talk to that friend again.
No,
or at least until I'm done with that show.
Every time I talk to him now, like he's like, so where are you on 24? I'm like, I'm not talking about it with you. I'm just not talking. No, stop it. I'm not talking to you about it.
I'm on season 1. Don't mention anything.
But I was like Jump the Shark, the website actually. I think it's a cool site. You can go.
Yeah.
People talk about the shows as they go on, and I wish they had like. They had what season, what episode are you on? You can talk about that. Because I want to talk about, like, season 1 of Lost now.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm on that, I want to talk about it now.
Right.
I don't want to have people be like, yeah, I saw that 7 years ago.
Yeah. The bad thing about that site is, like, I looked up The Simpsons, and, like, 75% of the people said The Simpsons still haven't jumped the shark. And...
Wow.
It's like, but it jumped the shark a decade ago, so stop it.
Can you imagine, like, you hit, like, age 10, and you were in season 14 of Simpsons, and you just started watching it then, and you really think all The Simpsons is this shitty comedy? Mm-hmm. That's all you know of it, basically.
Yeah.
What season are they on now, The Simpsons?
I think 20. 19 or 20. One of those 2.
It's like starting to, like, it's like following, like, a great pitcher after they leave their team. Like, after they suck.
Yeah.
It's like you started following, like, Greg Mack when he went over to the Padres.
Right. Or the Mets.
Or the Tom Glavine and the Mets. Or anything about the Mets, I guess.
Like Jerry Rice when he went over to the Raiders.
Willie Mays when he was on the Mets.
Actually, Jerry Rice was still good. Anyway.
Yeah.
Nobody wants sports talk.
I can't talk about the Mets, man. I'm hurt.
The Mets are just like they're like an abusive father.
Seriously.
Every time, like, you're like, oh, we're gonna have ice cream. Oh, but this is everything I wanted to eat. This is great. Oh, and you're gonna hit me.
You know what baseball needs? More Spanish players. I was thinking that the other day.
They don't have enough.
No.
Yes.
It's you know, it's so segregated. Like, you know, mix in the other ethnicities. It's like.
I thought eventually they were just gonna start calling it El Baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah, I think it's if anything, we should have a movement to get some white guys in it.
I know, it's so bad. It's.
I kind of think they should have what's it called? They should push more white guys in the NBA. Affirmative action.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're actually making a comeback because they're importing all the European players.
It's true.
Every team's got like 3 or 4 now.
You look at the NCAA basketball; it's all white guys too. There's a lot of white guys in college basketball. I guess some of them just jump over to NBA. It's weird.
Yeah, a couple of them do. I mean,
Steve Nash.
college is so much money. That's why it's like, all right, let's not get too racist.
Well, there's a great movie. There's a great movie. I forget. It's about this small college that back in the '60s they brought in this new coach, and the coach's idea basically, which was a brilliant idea, basically was like, listen, no one's taking all these like top-notch black players. Let's put them on our team and see how we do.
And they totally kicked ass.
They kicked ass. They dominated. They beat Kentucky in the finals, who had to start all the white guys, and just like dominated. It was like a brilliant. I mean, like, so they should do now. They should have the reverse. Have this one college team like we brought in all white guys. Like, oh my god, you can have white guys on the team and have them like, kick ass. Or at least they lose and do everyone's taxes.
You're gonna have a lot of 3-point shots and layups.
Yeah. Fundamental basketball.
Yeah.
No drilling behind the back.
No. No dunks. Yeah. What else we got?
So you were saying Artie was talking about there was a 105-year-old woman who's still a virgin?
Yeah, man.
And you're still dating her?
Yeah. No, it's yeah.
You're really putting in your time, huh?
Dude, like, I don't think she's going to give up at this point.
I'm looking at the article now. It said she made up her mind when she was 12 that she would never marry. But you can still fuck when you're not married.
I think the people that promote abstinence education are like, seriously, we weren't that serious. You can get fucked.
Right, exactly.
She's saving herself for God, I guess. I don't know.
I'm sure the worst part of all is she's probably gone past the point of like no return. Probably from 80 plus, she couldn't have sex and still survive.
Yeah, probably. Unless she fucked a really tiny penis.
Maybe Fox should have that, like a 105-year-old loses her virginity next on Fox.
Yeah.
She's the most eligible bachelorette in the world right now, right?
She's fucking hot.
What? How cool would it be to go to your friends? You're like, dude, I just fucked the 105-year-old. You said you fucked that 30-year-old. Like, I fucked the 105-year-old.
Yeah, top that.
She taught me some tricks, like how to not die.
I undusted her vagina and then went in.
Oh, imagine what that looks like down there.
And at least when she goes down to you, there's definitely no teeth. So
no, definitely not. The hair probably fell out. She doesn't even have to wax.
She's probably short enough. She just stands there and blows you.
Yeah. Yeah, at 105, your bones probably deteriorate to the point where you're a midget.
If you met the 105-year-old, assuming she's like with it, what would you ask her about?
The Great Depression.
You mean now?
The Great Depression, part 1, not part 2.
Yeah, I guess I would probably ask her about that too.
I'd ask her if she ever met an Indian before they all got slaughtered.
Yeah.
She was born in, no, not the 1800s, but close. 1903.
1903, yeah.
Would it be insulting to ask her about something like really trivial?
See, you can't ask her if she fucked anybody famous because she hasn't fucked. I was going to ask her if she like fucked Charlie Chaplin.
But like you ask her something trivial, like, hey, how did Coca-Cola date to the 1930s?
Right.
Like she's like, I've lived through the Great Depression, World War I, World War II. No. Tell me more about Coca-Cola.
Were you blown away when they invented electricity?
Wow, you were around for the beginning of Burger King. That must be insane.
Yeah. How was the first Big Mac?
Wow.
See, the oldest man is 113. They should fuck.
113?
Put it on pay-per-view.
Like 70.
At that point, do you really want to be alive anymore? Is there anything like that? Like, what's keeping you alive?
I don't consider anybody alive past the age of 95.
Like, maybe,
I don't.
I was gonna say maybe like the 113-year-old was like, listen, I'm through season 3 of 24. Once I finish it, I'm out.
I don't know. I don't want to die, so I don't know.
No one wants to die.
Although living like that can't be very fun either.
What do you do when you're 105 years old? What's your average day?
I believe wake up, shit yourself, go back to sleep. Wake up, eat,
Pee yourself.
and then pee yourself. A lot of peeing and shitting yourself, I think.
A lot of drooling.
And Probably internet porn. I assume that's probably
This lady
not
has
her.
a job of the hut.
Oh my god.
115.
She's happy, man. Look at her.
That's crazy.
You know what'd be great if one of these people was like, I lived to 117, and they're asked like, how did you live that long? You're like, I was a heroin addict for the first 40 years of my life.
Yeah.
I switched to meth. Man, it's been great.
119. Jesus.
And the thing that killed him off probably would be great. The thing that killed him off was like organic food.
Yeah. I ate Big Macs every day for 120 years. I ate one carrot and croaked.
I don't think even with Viagra I can get it up for her.
No, 122. That's not good. That's the oldest person ever.
It's kind of cool though. I mean, you probably at that point in your life you've done nothing newsworthy at all, and just some point they're like, "You're still alive. Wow, let's cover this."
Yeah. That's what I was waiting for. They didn't even have news back then, I don't think.
I think they had news. It just was like all one source of like, life's good.
Well, when they had news, it was like 8 months old before you heard from it because they had to have like a donkey ride it over on a scroll on papyrus.
Look, Moses is heading up to the mountain.
Yeah.
Wonder where he's gonna find it there.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That is crazy. What was the?
I thought that was going to go into something.
Yeah, what was the Hebrew thing you mentioned earlier, Hardy?
Oh, because you guys asked me if there was a picture of her when she was younger, because you guys wanted to see if she was hot or not. And I said I did find a page. I didn't save it though. It was a picture of her, but everything was written in Hebrew. Like it was like I guess like a Hebrew Israeli webpage, and like yeah. And then you guys were talking about the hymns and the songs and the.
I was saying how I'm Jewish and I grew up went to Hebrew school, and the weird thing, I don't know how many of our listeners are Jewish, but the weird thing about when you go to Hebrew school is you learn the Hebrew, like how to say everything, because everything's written in the Hebrew language. And you're saying Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, all those words, but the thing you don't know is what any of the words mean. So you just learn basically like chants, but have no idea what the hell you're saying.
That seems a little counterproductive.
Oh yeah. And then you like look over at the English, and the English is like, God is great, and God is awesome, and we love God, and God's my best friend, and like, God, you're awesome.
You're like, oh my God, I'm a creep.
Yeah. It's like a love song if you replace the word love, you replace like your significant other with God. But it's so weird though that like how I always thought they should just do it all in English because we'll at least know what they're saying, and we could rate craziness on our own without like trying to figure out what the craziness is by reading along, like finding English.
Right. Well, people would probably not want to scream about God for 45 minutes.
Well, I mean, people the argument against it was always that if you do it in English, you take away the tradition element of it. The nice thing about doing it all in Hebrew is whether you're doing it in Russia, Italy, or New York. It's all in Hebrew, and no one understands.
You know what's overrated? Tradition.
Oh, yeah.
Tradition just means, like, I want to do everything like they did, like, hundreds of years ago when nothing made sense and everyone was, like, semi-retarded.
Yeah, they're always like, oh, it's the better days. You know, the better days, the good old days, when we shat in a bucket and had a slave take the bucket away.
Yeah, exactly. There was no deodorant and everyone smelled like a bum. That's fucking great. Let's do that again.
Yeah.
Fuck tradition. It sucks.
Tradition's always nice. I find, I like tradition when it's, getting your family to hang out together. That's nice. Anything kind of closer familyness. But, when you have to do stupid things for tradition, I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly. When you're, thinking twice about, maybe this is a little insane, that's when tradition crosses the line into...
Well, also in the Jewish religion, they have the Sabbath. And the Sabbath is from Friday night to Saturday night.
Shomer Shabbos.
Yes. And basically, during that time, you're not allowed to do any work. But because of that definition was made back in 2,000, 100 years ago, because that was decided then, they've reinterpreted it now to what not doing work means. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of Jews will walk a mile, 2 miles to temple, when taking their car would be a lot easier and a lot less work.
Yeah, for me, walking 2 miles is work.
It's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And then they also have all these things they try to work around it. They try to cheat the system, where they come up with ways to, have their lights turn on or turn off during those days, because they can't do the work.
I always think that shit is such cheating. They set the ovens to turn on. I'm like, you fucking cheater.
You either do it or don't do it, but just
Yeah.
don't go around the system. It's not up for you to interpret the religion. Like, it's supposed to be like, this is the facts we have to do, not like, wow, I can find a way to cheat God.
Every Friday I pray that I'm on like the 40th floor at work and somebody comes in and asks me to push the first floor button for them. I just pray that happens because I am hitting every single button on the way down.
I mean, at the end, like, the crazy thing is, like, he'll ask you to push and you're like, listen, you're asking me to do work. Why would you ask me to do work?
Shomer Shabbos.
God wasn't like, I rested the 7th day and had my buddy Sal do all the work.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's like a common Jewish thing, right? That's not like the Amish Jewish thing.
It's the Amish Jewish thing?
The Jewish people that dress up like Amish people.
The super
Mennonites?
yeah.
That's a little extreme.
Oh, I mean, I think the Sabbath thing is a little extreme as it is. Most of, like, I'm religious in this. I'm sorry, I'm not religious. I celebrate my Judaism as more of a heritage tradition thing. When it involves bringing family together, when it involves doing stupid animal tricks, then I don't do it.
So it's like normal Jewish, not like creepy Jewish.
Yeah. Like with any religion. Like, as much as we are like, wow, those crazy Islam fascists, if any of these religions, you took them to the extreme, it'd be just as crazy.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, wow, these people in Islam, they're bombing things, and like, crazy Christians never did anything like this, or probably the crazy Jews never did anything like this.
You ever hear of the Crusades?
Yeah.
There's so many crazy rules, though. It's kind of disturbing that people still follow them. Like, they don't make sense now. They may have made sense back then. They don't make any sense now.
Well, I'll give you another one, and just because I know most of my knowledge is from Judaism.
Mm-hmm.
So on Passover, it's another holiday, another Jewish holiday. You're not allowed to eat bread or what they call leavened items, anything that rises.
You gotta eat that gross fucking bread. I hate that.
Matzah.
Oh.
Matzah.
And so here's the thing, like, so the question is rice. Now, rice is totally unrelated to bread as it is, but some Jews eat rice, some Jews don't. And it depends on where you grew up. If you grew up in Eastern Europe, you eat rice. If you grew up in Western Europe, you don't eat rice. It makes no sense, as if, like, the Eastern Europe Jews, they ran out of Egypt faster, so they don't have to. They gave the rice. It was like their prize. Like, if you make it under an hour, you get the rice.
It's like, well, somebody's got to be wrong.
Yeah,
You know, it's so crazy.
and anytime you meet someone really religious, they're trying to, like, I've met like people, like Christian people, like people trying to convert you. They always say, like, well, like, they're like, well, what's the biggest harm is just not, like, what if you're wrong? What if you're wrong and the religion really means something? What if we're right? At least be on the safe side and accept Jesus or Allah or whatever. And you're like,
Allah.
you're like, well, I mean, like, well, what if I'm right and you spent your whole life being a dickhead?
Right. It's like, what if you're just worm food, like you really are, and I'm having a lot of fun, and you're not turning on the lights on a Friday night?
It's like you'll get to heaven and God will be like, you'll be like, not only were you wrong, like, dude, I gave you that life so you could, like, go bang hookers. What the hell were you doing the whole time?
Exactly. I think the whole thing is nonsense. I work with one of the Amish Jewish people, and she has to wear a wig because after she gets married, no guy can see her hair. And me being a typical guy, I didn't even realize that she was wearing a wig. And she went to scratch her head, and she moved, like, her whole hairline down, like, 3 inches, and I, like, freaked out and, like, went backwards. But yeah, she can't touch anybody else.
You should give her a hug.
I want to so bad. I want to give her a hug and then, like, take her wig off and, like, rub her hair.
That's insane. I knew a girl, actually. Her brother was that kind of Jewish person, and her brother would not touch her. Like, that's like, just give her a hug.
Right.
And I was like, you really think this is God's way? God's saying to be like a cold person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so creepy. It really.
It's like he's watching down, making sure everybody's head's fucking covered.
It's not fair either, because some religions get so many days off, and some don't. Like, I'm a Pastafarian, and I don't get any days off.
I have no idea what a Pastafarian.
I believe that God is the flying spaghetti monster.
Nice.
And in Pastafarian religion, every Friday is a holiday. And I can't get off. They won't let me at work. And I'm like, well, we have, like, a lot of Jewish people at the office, and there's, like 79 holidays between September and December?
Yeah, well, Actually, the Jewish holiday, like this month, there's like every week there's like 2 or 3 days off if you're super religious.
Yeah, half my office has been out all month, and I'm like, well, I'm sitting there working my ass off because you're not working.
That's pretty cool, though. How did you? I have to ask. How did you? I guess discover the flying spaghetti monster. How did it save you?
Well, I worked next to a religious creep, and I realized how naive she was in like real world events. Like I may have browsed the internet once or twice while I'm at work, and I saw an article about how they found the oldest remnants of a human being, and it was like 20,000 years old. And you know, if you're dumb religious, you think that like man is only like 2,000 years old, and dinosaurs walked around like with them, and all this insane shit. And I'm like, oh look, they found bones, you know, blah blah. She looks at it and she goes, that didn't happen. And I'm like, but there's like hardcore proof. It's right here. And she's like, no, that must be wrong.
Well, I love the answer. The religious answer always is when there's no logic that can like hold them. It's always, well, you gotta have faith.
Yeah.
And I wish if you could reverse that to like the rest of the world, like what's 16 times 10? You'd be like 7. It doesn't really make sense. You've got to have faith that I'm right.
Last week I had dinner with my aunt and uncle, and my aunt is one of those religious people that doesn't want to hear anything about other religions. And I brought out the Bible of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
There's a Bible?
There's a Bible.
There's
wow.
a Bible. I bought it.
That's
right
awesome.
There. It's the greatest religion ever. They you know, equate global warming to the decreasing number of pirates in the world. And,
you think the extreme spaghetti monster, what's it called?
The Flying Spaghetti Monster were Pastafarians.
FSM.
Extreme Pastafarians will one day like have a wage of war with the Islam?
No, we're the most peaceful religion ever. There has never been...
but there's got to be extremism.
No, there's never been one Pastafarian-related death ever. So we're the most...
Maybe the extremes, like they go to like the supermarket and break like jars of Prego.
This says it all right here. This is from the writer of the creator of Pastafarianism. I think we could all look forward to the time when these theories are given an equal time in our science classrooms. This whole religion was a rebuttal to people who want to have Christianity taught in the classroom, creationism taught in the classroom. So he said, well, if you're going to teach that theory, you have to teach alternative theories like Pastafarianism.
Oh, this is a parody on real religion?
Yeah.
I thought this was real. What the hell?
Well, no, now it's real. It started off as parody, now it's real. See, like the touched by an angel painting, now it's touched by his noodly appendage.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I can't believe, I thought you made that up out of your head. I can't believe there's a Wikipedia page.
Oh, there's thousands of people who do this. It was actually an option in Facebook when I had to put in religion. Pastafarian's a real option to put in. So he said there should be three segments taught in class for creation. It should be 1/3 for intelligent design, 1/3 time for flying spaghetti monsterism, and 1/3 time for logical conjecture based on overwhelming observable evidence.
Well, hang on. I think that third one's a little insane.
Yeah, who needs proof and facts? Oh, so my crazy aunt, I'm showing her this. I'm actually wearing the Flying Spaghetti Monster shirt, which is, you know, the Jesus fish? They have, like, the Flying Spaghetti Monster fish. So I have a shirt of that. And so I'm telling her about my new religion, and she's like, oh, this is ridiculous. I'm like, no, there's actually proof that he existed. And she's like, well, if there's proof, then it's not real, because you have to have faith. I'm like... So if they actually prove that God existed, then Christianity would cease to exist? Like, that's the worst argument I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, that's awful.
So, yeah.
I'm reading more into this. This is actually... This is... Because I'm wikiing it right now, and this is real.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
You know what I love about religion also? Everything's society religion 5,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And... nothing else in life where you'd be like, well, let's go back to what we did 5,000 years ago.
Right.
Like, it would be like going like, no, we can't take the Honda. We have to take a horse because that's what we did 5,000 years ago.
Right. People thought the sun wasn't coming back up when it would set over the horizon, so we're going to follow their word. Like, you know.
It's like going like, oh, sis has a cough. Well, back in the day, we stoned people like that, so let's stone sis because she's coughing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's just insanity.
I guess, like, religion is the opposite of advancement.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you're like stuck in one time, going, everything was decided then.
Did you hear that stupid bitch Miley Cyrus? She got an award during One of those shitty teen
I
awards
gotta,
or something.
I gotta object right away that Miley Cyrus is not a stupid bitch.
Do you like her teeth that come in sideways and upside down? And
Listen, if you're gonna insult her, she will never pose naked. So you have to stop.
Oh,
good.
good
I don't
call.
want to see that. She is foul.
I'd see that in a second.
Yeah,
She's got another 14 years to her, isn't?
she's got
Oh,
like
she-
79 teeth, like on her top row. They're just everywhere.
But what did she get an award for?
I don't know. Being a dumb cunt. I don't know. It was a dumb cunt teen choice.
Was it a big
Awards.
twat that they wore an actual award?
Yeah, it was a twat with a dunce cap on top, made out of silver. So she got an award. She's like, "Oh, I want to thank one guy out there." I'm thinking like, well, she's really close to her dad.
Yeah.
She wants to thank Big Jesus, and all the little 13-year-old brats all cheered. And I'm like, you don't even know what's going on.
Why does she just have to be a big guy? Why can't it be like small Jesus?
Well,
Seriously,
first of all, if there was a Jesus and he lived 2,000 years ago, people were about 5'3" back then. So he's actually
Yeah, real Jesus. Like
yeah.
she put like pat him like kind of low and like Jesus,
Buddy
small guy.
Christ.
Small guy is awesome.
Yeah, if there was a Jesus, he was adorable. And he was also brown, because all that stuff took place in the Middle East. So I don't know what all these white caricatures of him are, but he was a 5'3" brown guy.
I mean, I guess if you're trying to like put like logic into religion, they don't intersect at all.
I guess that's where the faith comes in.
Yeah, you have to have faith that he was a white guy because come on, the brown people.
Right. Well, couldn't have our Lord and Savior being a
Yeah,
Negro.
seriously.
God. Just insane. Like I was trying to ask my aunt. I'm like, well, if everyone came from Adam and Eve, right? She's like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, well, then how are there like Asian people and Spanish people and black people? And she's just like, well, that's faith. I'm like, oh, well, that explains it. Thanks.
Yeah.
If they were going to explain the Bible in like more detail, I actually wouldn't mind if everyone came from Adam and Eve, because then they would have like entire like 4 books about them fucking to make everyone else.
But then they'd all be inbred toothless hicks. So
Miley Cyrus.
maybe Adam and Eve originated in Alabama, the deep woods of Louisiana. Adam and Eve.
I love the idea. I love the fact that like all like young pop musicians now, or like every girl is like hot. They don't even like worry about how they sing. Like you kind of can sing. Oh, you've got nice breasts. We'll put you on. Oh, you've got a really good voice, but you're kind of heinous. Maybe you can sing in the background while this hot girl.
Did you hear the Britney Spears clip they just released?
No.
It's her touring live. Apparently, they isolated her mic, and they released it on the net, and it's just her singing.
Yeah, must be awful.
It is the worst thing. Let's see if I can find it. It is so bad, and so now I'm wondering if she could ever sing.
I don't think she was ever able to sing in the first place.
Well, at the end of the day, I never watched her video.
Pro Tools.
She sounds like she could actually be vice president, if anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is Britney Spears singing without everything else. Ugh.
I'd like to point out that that video was awesome. I don't really care what the hell she's saying.
So she can't even hold a note. Her voice is like cracking and shit. Like
Whatever, she's dancing all over the stage like a puppet.
That was
she was walking. She was trotting. It was. That wasn't like. You can't sing that bad doing what she was doing.
That was Britney Spears.
That was Britney Spears.
Oh God.
Yeah, it wasn't one. Well, actually, Christina Aguilera, I give her credit because she's actually like an amazing singer.
Mm-hmm.
Or they did an amazing job of changing her voice.
No, the new Stones concert that came out, Martin Scorsese directed. She does a song, and she
does a song with the Stones.
Yeah.
Wow, what song?
I don't even remember.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, Jack Black comes out and does a song. He looks like he was having an orgasm doing that. He was just like, I'm out on stage with the Stones. He looked like this is the greatest day of my life.
He's like, listen, this is such a great day. I didn't do coke today.
Yeah. And yeah, it was actually a really, really good Stones concert.
Oh. Yeah, I've heard it's a pretty cool movie.
Yeah, very good actually. What was the last thing we had? We got time for one more thing.
One more subject.
One more topic, and then go.
She can't sing for shit.
No, it's the worst, right?
She's not wonderful.
No, not far from it.
Well,
actually.
we bashed that other show that made fun of us.
We didn't
We really bashed them. We just
kind of just commented on it.
Can't bash number 3.
Why not?
They're number 3.
Well, number 3. Just let
I
you
don't
know.
know.
We all had sex with your girlfriend. Just to let you know.
God.
Yeah, you're dumb.
And she wasn't very good.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It's like I got a lot of hits from it, so.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about your the video game thing?
Yeah, we can do
right.
that.
The top 25 co-op games of the past, I guess, 15, 20 years.
Well,
Yeah, or we could do.
why don't we just do our own top 25 list of games, video games?
Right off the top of our heads.
Yeah, there was this list of like 25 co-op games, and I'm not a huge video game person. For me, video games stopped being good after 1994, and so I kept. I didn't even know what co-op meant, and they were like, I kept naming a game, and they'd be like, "That's not a co-op game, Mark." I'd be like, "Okay, great." In my opinion, my opinion on video games in general, if any video game has something where like you have to go on a mission and solve something, I can go read a fucking book. I want to just go shoot stuff or play a sports.
Well, like, I don't know, now, with all the saving, like, you could literally, like, beat a guy and save it, and then kill one other guy and save it. So it's almost impossible to not beat a game now. I
Right.
don't know if you remember games like, Shinobi, where, like,
No, I don't.
Ninja Gaiden.
Uh,
Well, it was just, like, the whole screen's filled with shit, and you had to go through, like, 20 minutes of a level. If you died once, you had to start in the beginning, and, like...
well, Contra was great, where like no one actually ever beat it with 3 lives. It was always you got the 99 lives, and you beat it on live 87. And you were like, wow,
Oh,
I'm awesome.
Using
Yeah.
Game Shark or something, right? Game Shark? Or
No,
Game
up,
Genie,
up,
that's
down,
what it
down,
was.
Left, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
start.
the greatest thing ever.
And we also worked in Life Force, which was awesome.
Well,
Since you have no knowledge of newer games, I just pulled up the top 25 old school Nintendo games of all time.
that's more my style. I don't know. DuckTales is number 25, and I don't know DuckTales.
You never played DuckTales?
I
DuckTales is great.
I love this. After I came home from school, I always watched DuckTales, but I never played the game.
Yeah, no, it was a great game. Yeah, all right, I'll accept that one. That one's really good, actually.
Blades of Steel is awesome.
Blaze of Steel is good. You got this one? You got this up, Artie?
Yeah, I got this up. I'm on.
Actually, was better than the original hockey game.
Ice hockey.
Ice hockey.
Yeah,
No-
the fat guy, the skinny guy, and the medium guy.
That's how life should work.
Yeah, that game was awesome. Yeah, I want to make a substitution for ice hockey.
Yeah, that's much better. Maybe ice hockey's higher on the list. But that was so great. Like, do I want to push people around or be fast? Or be kind of in the middle?
Yeah, exactly. If you're the fat guy, you could hit the puck so hard it like killed
Yeah.
the other guy. That was awesome. Another game like that was Super Spike V-Ball. You ever play that?
No,
That game was awesome. The
That
2 on
was so
2.
good. Yeah, you had like different spikes you could do. One of the spikes like made the ball go on fire and like.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay, number 23.
Never heard of this.
Mansion. Never heard of it, so let's skip it.
Really?
You know this?
Maniac Mansion is one of the greatest Nintendo games. I would put that in the top 10.
Really?
Yeah, this game was so good.
I don't know what
They
Looks
actually
like
made
Jessica Rabbit.
they made a sequel on the computer, which was supposed to be even better. Did you ever play that one, Artie?
Never played Maniac Mansion.
Jesus.
I think I beat off the Jessica Rabbit when I was 10.
That's what it looks like, right? That's what it looks like. Maniac, whatever her name is.
You guys got to play this game. It's so good.
Okay, let's go on to the next one.
There's like 6 different endings. All right, next one.
Oh, this is
Tetris.
classic.
Yeah, Tetris obviously is a great game.
Not only is it Tetris, it's the Tengen version of Tetris,
Oh.
which I just spent $20 on to get because it is a million times better than the Nintendo version.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Why?
so much better. Well, it's got a 2-player at the same time mode. The graphics are better. It's got a piece counter. It's got Russian guys that dance in the middle between levels.
Dancing Russian guys?
Yep. The music's much better. Everything about it is just so much better.
Okay. Tetris is like such a stupid game, but it's such a great game.
It's brilliant. Yeah, I love it. What do we got?
RBI Baseball.
We mentioned that earlier in the show.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, that game was so glitchy.
One of my favorite things about RBI Baseball, was the ground ball to third base, which was always a base hit because the third baseman could never throw it to first base in time to get you out.
You just like float across the stream for like an hour.
Yeah.
And just never made it to first base.
Ground ball to third base. That's no one can ever get a guy out from third to first.
I like how you can keep holding the run button when you go into first and just keep running in a straight line, and then you just run into the stands, and you could just run around the stands forever, and like the game would never end. It was like the glitchiest game ever made.
What's next?
You
Blaster Master. Don't know this.
All right, I guess I'm the only one who's played like every game on this list.
You're like, I was a really spoiled child.
No, I just rented a lot of games. I didn't own them. I lived down the block from a video store, and I'd rent a game every week because, I was a nerd, and that's what I did on Friday nights. But
good?
Yeah, it was like Moon Patrol when you're in a tank, but then you could get out and you could run around. So it was good. Very hard though.
Another game I've never played.
Bionic Commando. You're really, I'm really hurting on this.
All right, you guys haven't played that either.
Go to the next one.
Nope.
Xbox has actually re-released it with souped-up graphics.
I hope it's souped-up graphics, not like we're re-releasing it with the same shitty graphics.
But we're going to charge you for it. Yeah, really good game. One of the hardest games ever, actually.
Really?
Very, very hard, yeah.
What did they have? Metroid?
Metroid was also very hard, yeah.
That was a hard game.
Batman was good.
This game was good, yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
You know what they better have? They better have Castlevania.
Well, let's see. We're up to number 17.
Kirby's Adventure.
This is the first one that I haven't played.
Never played this either.
Apparently nobody has anything to say about that one.
Actually, I have something to say about it.
Okay.
It was my uncle's birthday, and all he wanted was just to. He didn't want a gift. He's like, but his son wanted the new Super Nintendo like handheld thing, and we got it for him. And the one game he wanted was Kirby, which I hadn't really heard of. When we were getting it for him, he's like, what color should I get? And I was like, Matthew, we called the store. The only color they have left is pink. He's like, no, they don't. No, that's all they have left. We're gonna get it for you, but he's gonna get it in pink. We'll put your letters in big, your name on it in big pink letters. Is that good? And you're like, no, you're lying. I called the store. I called it after you, Matthew.
Nice. I've played Kirby games, just not that Kirby game.
Yeah, let's see what's next.
Apparently, it's the best Kirby game though.
Yeah,
Battletoads.
Battletoads.
Oh,
I think everyone knows Battletoads.
Of course.
Right,
Oh yeah.
Battletoads either. I suck.
Dude, you haven't played like any of these games. It is Ninja Turtles ripoff, but it's very good.
Okay.
The 2-player mode is frustrating though because you have to. It's like the kind of 2-player mode where you hit each other. Yeah, so it's.
I kind of like that actually.
It's definitely something
Metal
new.
Gear I've played.
Metal Gear is classic. I don't remember much of it because I was real young when that one came out, and I got like to the second board.
I gotta say, it's one of the games I remember thinking. I don't ever remember thinking thereafter, like, "Wow, I wish I could be playing Metal Gear."
Yeah. I somehow knew it was a good game, but I never had the gumption to like beat it.
It was a long game too. I remember played it for 5 minutes and I'd get killed by the dogs and I just put it down.
Yeah. I got a pack of cigarettes and then a dog bit me in the balls and I died and I'm like, all right, let's go back to the video store.
Dragon Wars.
Dragon Warrior. I never played it, but my friend was really into it.
Okay, I was going to say you had to have some connection to the game.
Yeah, no, I've seen it in action.
You're like, listen, my dad was Mr. Nintendo.
I guess I did play a lot of games.
What's next?
Next game.
Yeah, this I love.
Mm-hmm.
The whip, it's awesome. Fighting the ghosts. This game was pretty cool.
All the Castlevanias were actually pretty good. 2 was kind of annoying, but
this was the best one. They should never make a part 2.
There's like 8 or 9 of them now.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
They're pretty good actually.
Again, as I said, game stopped being made after 1994 with me. Ninja Gaiden.
That's what I was talking about. One of the hardest games ever.
Yeah.
But it's like I miss games like this. You just hold to the right and you shoot shit.
Yeah. The buttons are always so basic.
Mm-hmm.
Press A a lot and you beat the bad guy.
Yeah, B is jump, A is attack, or A is jump and B is attack. I like that.
Yeah.
I don't like. You know what? Every game doesn't have to be in 3D.
Yeah.
Side scrollers are still cool.
Yeah. Every game doesn't have to involve 12 different buttons you have to press like in rapid succession in the right order to beat everyone.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited about I just got NBA 2K9 for Xbox, and in the last one, it was like they had a button for shoot and a button for dunk, and so you had like 2 different shoot buttons. They brought it back in this one. It's just like pass and shoot.
Okay, so I watched that. I was watching him play earlier. The graphics are so good. Eventually, they're not going to have the NBA. They're just going to play this on TV, and you're like,
Really?
Well, before the games, they actually simulate it and like try and guess who's going to win because they have like a simulation mode and stuff.
Jeez.
But yeah,
it's really good.
It's insane. It's so good. That I could deal with that kind of 3D.
Yeah.
But, I miss the old side scrollers though. There's not enough of those anymore. Hardly any actually.
Okay, next
Number 11,
Super Mario 2. When I was younger, one of the only great things I ever did was I maxed out the lives in Super Mario 2. I got 256 lives.
Whoa.
They wouldn't give you any more lives at that point. I was a god when it came to Super Mario 2. I peaked, actually, at age 8.
I got up to the second to last board, and I had to have my friend beat it. Couldn't beat it.
Oh.
It was a really tough game.
I hated that game.
I loved it, actually, because I was awesome at it.
I kind of didn't like it, but I kind of felt compelled to play it for like a year straight.
Wait, that's the Mario where you would like free fall at the beginning, right?
Yeah,
like, you would
just
just
like you could like pick up guys and like throw vegetables at people.
They had the thing at the end, where you had like who win lives at the end.
Yeah.
That's why I mastered that basically.
Throw like a bean sprout at them, like get knocked down. I remember that game now.
Okay, next up, Contra. This should be number 1, actually. I don't know how anything better than Contra.
Have you played Life Force?
No, and I don't know why it would be any better.
Well, it's the same makers, and it's the same game, but with spaceships. But the items you get, I think, are better. So
didn't Konami make like half the games?
Yeah, Konami made a lot. They made all the awesome games.
Yeah, okay.
I would put Life Force on this because I feel like if Contra's number 10, Life Force is not going to be ahead of it. So that's my amendment.
Okay, Mike Tyson's Punch Out was awesome.
Best game ever. I love it.
One of my biggest failures in life is never be able to beat Mike Tyson.
Really?
I could never beat the fucker.
Yeah, my other buddy came over and said he couldn't beat it either, and he didn't believe that I could, and he made me play it, and I hadn't played it in 15 years. I didn't beat him, but I knocked him down once or twice, so he believed that.
A couple years ago, they have simulators you can get on your computer. And I downloaded a simulator and had Mike Tyson Punch Out. And spent hours and hours. I knocked Mike Tyson down once. Never could fucking beat him. Sucked.
Super Macho Man was the best to fight. That guy was awesome.
Yeah.
King Hippo was my favorite.
King Hippo, yeah. Mr. Sandman was a dick. I hated fighting him.
I love King Hippo was the best guy. A guy that's so fat he falls down once because you punch him in the stomach.
Yeah.
He's done.
I like Soda Popinski.
Soda Popinski.
Actually, I'm in a fantasy football league, and my name is Soda Popinski in the league.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. And then they had Don Flamingo.
He was cool.
Who is the Indian guy?
The one who would, like, spin in circles. Like,
wasn't Don Flamingo the gay character?
Yeah, he came in with a rose in his mouth.
Yeah.
I don't remember the Indian guy. It was Tiger something, I think.
I don't believe there's another game that's better than this. I don't know how it's number 9. Let's see what's next. Unless it's Tecmo Super Bowl.
Castlevania 3.
Oh, bullshit.
Alright, well.
Konami also made that.
Move on again.
Tecmo Super Bowl. Best football game ever.
Yeah,
They've never made a better football game.
I have Tecmo Bowl. I don't have Tecmo Super Bowl.
Okay, Tecmo Bowl is pretty good also. But Madden is nothing compared to Tecmo Super Bowl.
You know, I liked how there was like 4 or 8 plays. I got the new Madden, and there's like literally like 600 plays, and you have 40 seconds to pick it out, and I don't know what any of them do.
Yeah.
Way too confusing. I don't need my game to be that.
I don't need to spend a couple hours learning a playbook to play a fucking video game.
Right. I want to hit a button and like run or pass. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I'll run the same 3 plays. The 600 plays, I'll run 3.
Yeah.
Like, it's too sophisticated for me.
Yeah, I tried playing it. My roommate and I we tried playing it. We have no idea what's going on.
And also, they always give they have so many routes for the receivers to run. I don't care where it's not like I'm like really figuring out like where the best place for them to run is. Like, I just pick one and throw to the guy, hope he's open, because I don't even really look to see if they're open.
Yeah. They need to have like a retarded mode where there's like 6 plays.
Yeah.
The defense like kind of jogs after the guy, but not really. So you complete a lot of passes.
So they're like hard, medium, easy, and quirky, and I'll play quirky.
Yeah, exactly. I just can't do it. I really wanted to get a new football game. It's way too much.
should get Tecmo Super Bowl.
I have Tecmo Bowl, and actually, after I played Madden, I did put in Tecmo Bowl, and I played a game of that. And it was like 2 running plays, 2 passing plays, perfect.
Yeah, and when I had it, I thought the graphics were good. Mm-hmm. Now the graphics basically look like you have dots on the screen.
I don't care. Yeah, I really don't care. There's only like 12 teams, dude. This is not even like every team.
Yeah. And you're still playing with like the 85, 86 Jets. So I have like these players like Johnny Mitchell's my tight end. These players that haven't seen an NFL game in 5 years, much less like played in one.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Okay, Tecmo Super Bowl was next.
Number 6, Mega Man 2.
2? Not 1?
No, 2. 2 was
actually,
the shit.
You know what? No, you're right. Actually, 2. I played 2. 2 was awesome. I remember thinking like 1's so good because 2 is awesome, but I never really played 2. 1.
The only Mega Man I've ever beaten, actually.
Well, I've not beaten it, so are you cool?
I've never played a Mega Man game in my life.
What planet are you on?
I don't know.
I used to watch the cartoon. They had a Mega Man cartoon.
Yeah, I never saw that.
It wasn't as good as part 2 of the video game, but
the couldn't beat Dr. Wily in the first one.
Okay, what's next?
Duck Hunt.
Oh.
No.
Duck Hunt.
This is where I would put Life Force because Duck Hunt was not good.
Well, it's too classic of a game not to leave out.
Yeah.
You know Super Mario's gonna be on here.
You play it for like 10 minutes and it's like you're done. Like I get it. You shoot a duck, a dog laughs at you if you don't. You know,
maybe it's kind of like more like the meaning of life.
Even
try to shoot a duck and a dog laughs at you. There's life.
It's true, but I don't know. Even as like a 5-year-old, I thought this game was boring.
Yeah.
Should be like a bit.
Like their opening line. At last, we come to Dick Cheney's favorite game.
Yeah, that is funny. Nobunga's Ambition was a game that I would put on here. That was very good. Takes place in like Japan. You have the fiefs, and you like control, and you war other zones and stuff.
You know why you picked that game? Because you knew every Nintendo game ever made, and obviously more than all of us.
Maybe. Well, Artie's still young, and you didn't even grow up with Nintendo, did you?
I grew up like late stage Nintendo, like 88, 89. I mean, what's not late stage, but I played games like Skate or Die and Link and
Heavy Shredding.
Shredding, yeah. A lot of like, what's up?
So go.
No, I was just saying like a lot of like, I played RBI baseball like every single day. That was like my favorite game. One of my favorite games.
I guess I should say this till we get to Super Mario. But do you ever hear there was a Super Mario Part 2? Not the 2 like that we just passed, but there was an alternate 2 only released in Japan that never made it to the U.S. where the game is supposed to be actually impossible. The game just like they say the creator was going through a tough time with his life and made the game purposely impossible.
They released it for the Wii.
Oh, really?
It's called The Lost Levels.
Oh, how is it?
I haven't played it, but I heard it's insanely hard.
Yeah, they say like they're like. Whereas when they pass the game, like they have like coins, which are always supposed to be good. Mm-hmm. You jump on a coin, the coin will kill you. They're
really?
Like ridiculous things.
Yeah, I heard it's like so hard, it's like not even fun.
Or you go to warp, and the warp would kill you. You have to actually know which warps to take.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, no, I haven't played it because I sold my Wii out of frustration.
Why? What's wrong with it? Actually, you know what? I was gonna say what's wrong with the Wii, but I got it, and the Wii is the greatest thing for the first 3 months. Then you forget about it completely.
Yep. Super Smash Brothers. I bought the system for it, and then I bought it and was so disappointed I sold the system.
I never even played Super Smash Brothers.
That was my favorite. The one for GameCube was my favorite. Like I played that game like thousands of hours.
Oh, really?
The new one I was all psyched for. I bought this whole system. I was ready to go. It got delayed like 3 times, so I had fucking Wii Sports, which, like you said, is really fun. And then you're like, all right, I get it. I wiggle my arm and stuff happens.
Yeah.
And every single game is like that.
I kind of like that, though.
And, well, the frustrating thing is they make it so that anybody could win. So you play a game for like a month, you get really good at it, and then, my mom comes to visit, and she's like, oh, let me see this game. She just wiggles her wrist, and she beats me. And I'm like, well, how is this fun? There's no strategy involved at all. And
Did your mom make a me character or no?
No, I made one. I made one of almost everyone though, and they were pretty funny. That I got to admit that was funny, but not worth it to keep the system.
Go to the next one.
Number 4. Let me guess.
Metroid.
Super Mario 1. Metroid.
Metroid. Okay.
Yeah. No, that one. This is classic. You can't argue with that one. It's
okay. Hang on. Before we have 3 to go. Let's predict them.
gotta be Super Mario.
Super Mario.
Super Mario 3.
Really? You think so?
I think that's yeah.
2 of the 3 are gonna be Super Mario's. Oh, and Zelda.
Yeah. Okay, that's my picks. What do you think?
I'll go with them too. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That's
Super Mario 3's got to be on there because it's better than Super Mario Brothers. But Super Mario Brothers has to be on there because it was like
The first Super Mario was number 1.
well, video games were at a point where it was the whole video game idea was dying. Atari crashed, Coleco crashed, and television crashed, and then Super Mario came out, and they're like,
Super Mario has to be 1.
all right, let's see number 3. Legends.
Zelda.
Yep.
Okay, Zelda had to be up there.
Yeah.
And Zelda was the first game you had a mission. I like Zelda. I don't think any more missions should be ever more complicated than Zelda 1.
Yeah. It was also a game where you had to like. There was one part where you were in the woods and you had to know like which direction to walk.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, you were stuck in the woods forever. That was kind of annoying.
It's a great game.
But yeah, great game. Part 2 stunk.
The Link one, right? The
Link to the Past.
yeah.
I remember I rented it. I was all excited and rented it. And complete garbage.
It was just cool because they're both gold case. They're both outside. It's like shelling.
You know, the regular shell is actually worth a lot more than the gold one because everyone had the gold case Zelda.
Really?
Yeah, so if you have a regular one, it's worth a lot of money now.
It's funny.
All right.
That's like my Topps rookie card of King Griffey Jr. is worth a lot more than the Upper Deck one.
Yeah, exactly. Super Mario Brothers, number 2.
Wow. So do you think Super Mario 3?
I do.
It's gotta be.
I do. It's got to be.
You can't leave the third one out of there. No way.
The third one is so much better than the first one.
Okay. I disagree.
Super
Yeah,
Mario.
I 3 was great, but like I think you have to put Mario 1.
No. The Tanuki suit?
It's like saying Die Hard 2 is better than Die Hard 1, or Die Hard 3 is better than Die Hard 1. You can't say that. Or Terminator 3 is better than Terminator 1.
No, it's like saying Toxic Avenger 3 is better than Toxic Avenger 1.
Listen,
Because
I didn't
it clearly is.
I watched Toxic Avenger 1 the other day. That was a long time.
Movies, they're awesome. Watch Toxic Avenger 3. It's very pleasing.
You know,
They actually have a box set of it.
Number 3 won a Golden Globe.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
And they actually came out with Toxic Avenger 4, which is also pretty good.
And then they had the cartoon series.
Mm-hmm. And the comic book. You don't think 3 is better than 1?
You know what? I just have to say, like, one's just so classic. I can't go, like...
1 is classic. 3 is a better game. 1 is more, like...
I still, like... If I was going to play one of them right now, I'd rather play 1 than 3.
Yeah.
But it was just so, like...
Yeah, but 1 doesn't have the leaf though. The leaf is like
It's
the
true.
leaf is doesn't or the whistles doesn't have the whistles, but it does have the level warp where you got like hop up on the yellow things and go past the end of the board and just pick which level you want to go to.
I knew someone in college who could beat the number 1 in, like, 5 minutes and 27 seconds. You could beat the entire game.
Wow.
It was kind of crazy. Like, he would just, like, obviously you have to use the warp.
Yeah.
But, like,
yeah.
he'd get through it that fast, just sprinting through everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was a tremendous waste of time, but it was pretty cool.
There's a video on YouTube of somebody beating Super Mario 3 in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Which is also impressive.
that was they used the whistles, right?
He used the whistles and he sprinted through every single level. Is pretty crazy.
That's kind of crazy. Actually, I would think that's a game that takes a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got the giant world. Giant World's awesome.
It is pretty cool. I give you that. I nothing against it. It's a great game.
And the movie The Wizard.
Oh, that's
yeah.
freaking
Fred
movie
Savage.
ever.
Oh, Fred Savage was awesome.
The Power
Did they-
Glove.
The Power Glove, yeah.
Were you guys really excited when that movie came out?
Oh, I loved
I
it,
remember,
man.
like, I couldn't wait for Mario 3, and that was like the movie came out first, and they showed clips of it never seen before, and they showed how to get the warp whistle. It was
You know, it was one of the first movies where, like, I heard everything about it, and I was so excited, that I didn't see it for the first couple of weeks, just forgot all about it. And I think there's, like, so many movies like that where you're like, you can get so excited. Oh my god, Batman's coming out. Fuck it. It's been out for a couple weeks. I'll wait the video.
yeah. I never saw the second Batman that just came out.
Tobey Maguire's in that movie.
The Wizard?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, he plays I'll send you the link to it. He plays like just one of like the kid's friends, and he has like a really 80s looking haircut. It's really funny, but he's definitely in it.
And then they had the retarded kid that would just go California.
His yeah. The kid who carried the lunchbox the whole time.
Yep, and then there was the badass kid with his power glove. Did he have a mullet? No, his friend had a mullet. That was a classic movie, though.
You know what? Whatchamacallit? You know who's a lawyer today in the city?
Hmm?
Paul Pfeiffer's a lawyer in the city now.
Who? Paul Pfeiffer?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's not Marilyn Manson?
Nah.
Ah, there he is. That's funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can tell that's him.
Yeah, it's a little distorted, my bad.
You know, the main guy with the power glove does kind of have a mullet.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. Wait, Christian Slater's in that too. Holy shit.
Christian
Really?
Slater. Christian Slater.
Yeah, he's like he plays like the adopted brother. I don't know. Kid has a messed up family, and I don't know. It's weird.
All right, so I think we're out of time. We went overtime. Fucking nuts.
There's one game they missed on that list.
What game did they miss?
Do you guys play Jaws?
No.
Yes.
Of course you have.
Frustrating as fuck. I don't know. I wouldn't put that on.
No? I love that game.
That's like putting Top Gun on there.
You know what game they missed? The Karate Kid. You ever play that?
Yes.
That was kind of cool. You just you bend down and you kick.
Yeah. That's like Kung Fu.
Yeah.
High kick, low kick.
Yeah. Maybe I think of Kung Fu. Am I thinking of Kung Fu or Karate?
Kung Fu had the midgets that they do that high jump and they land on your head if you didn't kill them. Kung Fu was awesome. You're on a boat and you got to go up 6 levels.
These are games that should be on.
Wait, you thinking of the Wrath of the Black Manta or something?
No, it was called Kung Fu.
Kung Fu?
Yeah. Top Gun. You would just try and refuel and you just couldn't refuel.
I didn't like that game at all.
No, and then you'd have to land on the aircraft carrier and it'd say too fast, too high, too low, and you just crash into the side of the boat. And that was the entire game. You just wouldn't do anything else.
Was Mario Kart on Nintendo? Why is Mario Kart on this?
Mario Kart was on Super Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure they have the top 25 Super Nintendo games of all time.
That'll be for a different show.
Yeah. Which Uniracers better be on there. That game was the shit. So hopefully this episode sounded awesome because of the new mic.
I didn't hear any planes in the background, so I think you're good.
Good. Yeah, we shut the window.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it. So vote for us on Podcast Alley. Join the forums. Oh, they do have the top 25 Super Nintendo. All right, we'll do that next time.
Okay, let me see what number 1 is. I won't say it. I'll just have a reaction.
All right.
My God, I've never heard of that.
I've heard of it, of course.
Of course you have.
Yeah, apparently I've played too many video games. I didn't think I was that bad.
I'm not saying I haven't played a lot of video games. I just haven't. I don't have your superior knowledge.
I don't know where this came from.
You got your encyclopedia of video games.
Yeah, it's kinda... maybe I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah, you should make your own Britannica video game thing.
Maybe we should just have the video game. So brinkofsanityshow.com is the website. Join the forums. You click on the ad on the front page. As you can see, clicking on the ad funded this awesome new mic. I want to get a mixer, so when we talk about clips, we can actually play them without me unhooking the headphones and having it be all awkward.
And just for all listeners, there is actually no pornography on the website, so you can look at it at work.
Exactly. It's work safe.
But if you will look at it at home, we'll add pornography. If you'll do that.
We'll do whatever you want.
Yeah,
you know?
really.
Well, we're here for you. Dig us on Dig. Subscribe on iTunes. That's a big one. And
seriously, dig us on Dig. That would really be a big deal.
It would. It would actually be a very big deal. Well, you're not doing stand-up anymore, Artie, so you got nothing to plug, right?
Nothing. I'm just doing schoolwork, man. That's all. I will be back. It'd probably be December.
December?
Yes.
You're retired so you can make your act better?
Well, me and my 100-year-old wife need to take some time off.
All right. Well, we'll have Artie back, before he comes back on. He'll plug all his venues.
His new video where he deflowers a 106-year-old woman.
Yep. And then his live at the Apollo premiere.
Yeah. Cool.
So there's a bunch of other shit on the website, brinkofsanityshow.com.
Did you sell all your shirts yet or no?
No, I sold half my shirts.
You sold half your shirts?
I sold half my shirts. So
wow.
buy the other half, you fuckers.
How many shirts is that?
I bought 40 shirts.
You sold 20?
I sold 20 shirts.
Wow.
So, I'm not making any money. I'm making $1 off of them, which is nothing. So,
if you live in if you work at an office place that doesn't have a strict dress code, I bet Brink and Sanity t-shirt, tie, you're a winner.
Mm-hmm. They're high quality. They're very nice. So you can check those out on the website. The only thing I sold out of was the dark gray in the extra large size. Everything else is still there. All the colors, all the sizes.
And if you buy all the t-shirts, there'll be mugs.
I do have mugs too, actually.
Oh.
I should put a picture up of that. I only got one, but I don't know. If you want to give me money, you can have it.
You should sell like a more useful like tchotchke. Like you should be like George Foreman Grill from like Brink and Sanity.
I know, I should.
Or like iPod, like my iPod says Brink and Sanity.
The thing is, you have to front all this money, and it took me 38 episodes to be able to afford a microphone. So
I don't think like Foreman would be pretty cool with that either.
But it would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Get the Brink of Sanity iMac. It's only $1,500.
Oh, my new Samsung Brink of Sanity HD TV.
Yeah. Only $9,999.
Oh. I have Brink of Sanity Hyundai.
For now, we'll have to settle with mouse pads, mugs, and shirts.
Maybe cell phones one day.
Maybe cell phones one day, and maybe RVs soon.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Okay.
So that's it. So now, find something else to make fun of, because the sound quality should be high now. So
bring your worst.
Bring it.
Yeah, we're here.
And we'll be back next week, and every week after that, forever. Or at least until... I paid for the website for 2 years. So we'll be around for at least another 15 months. And if I still want to, then I'll renew it. This is all very complicated shit. So.
If you as a listener want him to do anything else with his life, stop listening. If you don't want him to do anything else with his life, keep listening.
Nobody listens anyway. I'm not doing anything else with my life, so it's going to be here. I'd like it if people listen, but I'm going to keep doing it anyway.
So since he's going to keep doing it anyhow, you might as well make his life seem worthwhile.
Exactly. Make me smile while I'm wasting my life away.
Listen, like, your time is not tax deductible, but it should be.
Well, I mean...
for listening to this.
It doesn't really take much to subscribe on iTunes and listen to it at work, because everyone does that.
Yeah. I mean,
that's how I found out we got made fun of last week.
You could listen to it at work, you could listen to it at the park, you could listen to it while abusing your child, whatever you want to do.
If I could listen to 17 podcasts at work, you can listen to one.
I mean, there's no reason you can't listen to the show.
Right, so you should listen to the show too.
If you don't want to listen to the show, you should write in and say why you don't have to listen to the show.
I actually need, my guest hosts don't even listen to the shows.
I guess I listen to the show more often.
At least just subscribe on iTunes. That's
I did that actually.
All right,
last time it was when I got home, I went on iTunes, hit subscribe, and I don't know if I've downloaded any episodes yet.
I don't care. Subscribe and vote on Podcast Alley and dig on dig. I don't care if you listen to the show. For you guys, I mean, for everyone else, I want you to listen to the show and do stuff. Yeah. All right, we're done. This is the longest, most drawn out goodbye ever. Okay. I'm out of here. Goodbye, you fuckers. Thanks for coming. Yeah, you cool guys.
Later.
All right, bye.